Good morning everyone, welcome in. Happy Sunday. It's Sunday for me, I don't know what day it is for you. I hope everyone is good. Welcome in. If you're a new viewer, I do some vlogging and some sit down videos. My name's Charlotte, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Apologies if you can hear my washing machine going in the background. Anyway, how's everyone doing? It's nice to see you. It's been a slowish morning for me. Do you know what? I was just so tired. Yesterday, I spent all day doing the garden, and I know I said I'd show loads of you the garden, so we'll make sure we get out and do that today. I spent all day with like 3 friends doing the garden. My forearms are killing me because I was like doing the hedge trimmers. Basically just like a whole day of manual labour, and I had probably one of the best sleeps I've ever had in my life. But I woke up this morning and felt like I'd been hit by a truck, like my whole body is hurting. Thankfully it wasn't too hot yesterday, but you know, when you're just like sweating through all my clothes, scratched up, forearms aching, just so painful. I woke up quite late today. I set my alarm for 8 because I just wanted to like get up and get moving, and I snoozed my alarm and didn't wake up till 10, and it's now 11:11. Make a wish. But that's fine because you know what, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I woke up seized with the urge to do like a bookish vlog today. In my head I've been like, oh yeah, I'm gonna film like 3 YouTube videos. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but especially not that it's 11 o'clock and I haven't even done my makeup. But yeah, I thought we could do a little bookish day. I woke up this morning and I've been doing my reading wrap up for June. I started this and I said I was gonna have it finished by Saturday. Obviously now it's Sunday and I still haven't finished it. I read a lot of books in June. Feeling like good about it. Feeling like I really read a really good variety, which means it's going to take me hours to film and hours to review. So yeah, if you don't know, I do reading wrap-ups. I film them every month, and everyone does a reading wrap-up a little bit differently. For me, it really helps me to have like a brief summary of my thoughts and a little bit about the book written down. Not from like a this is so scripted kind of angle, but more from a helping myself in the future kind of angle. Because if I give myself free rein and just film and just roll the camera when I'm talking about a book, I don't end up hitting anything constructively. I feel like my review skills are better for writing down, and also it's a pain for me to edit because my thoughts will just like jump around. So the way I like to do it is just write a few paragraphs with like my main things of the book, just to make sure that I can reference them and hit them, and then I'll just do the rest kind of like off-piste. So that's what I've been doing this morning. Let's see how many books I read for June actually. My original bookish plan for today was to go to the park and read and get like a pastry and just basically spend all day outside reading because I have a book I want to finish. But it's really overcast. It's not cold, it's just not lying down in the park weather. Is anyone else's story graph being like really slow lately? Mine literally won't load. I read 8 books in June and I might still finish one today, who knows? And that's a lot for me. So I really smashed through them. There is one to finish today, and I have literally just I've got 2 more reviews to do and then I'm done. So I am actually just gonna crack on with those because I would like to get them done before 12 if possible. Cutting it a bit fine. It's 12:30, 12:25 really. I got distracted and took a break from writing, and I've got some breakfast or well now lunch going in. I really just didn't want to bash out that last reading review. My forearms really hurt from yesterday. And it makes typing really painful. Yeah, I really didn't want to bash that one out, but I did, so I'm really pleased about that. 9 books reviewed. This is exactly the kind of thing to me when I realise I should be reviewing them as I finish them, and I always say I'm going to do it every month, and I probably did it for about 3 months and I was really pleased with myself, but I didn't end up doing it. I'm just going to plate up my lunch. I'll show you what I've got and we can talk more bookish stuff because I want to talk to you about a book I'm reading at the moment actually. I was just trying to plate up my breakfast and I've smashed another bowl. And it's gone absolutely fucking everywhere. Like, it's gone into the living room, like all over the carpet. And my alarm for my eggs is going off. It's like fucking everywhere. My lunch and breakfast is a bit boring. I ate too much food yesterday, you know, when you're not hungry the next day. Like, I didn't eat too much, that's probably an exaggeration, but you know, when you just overdo it and you just don't feel like you get like indigestion. That's basically what happened to me. I have sweet potato hash browns. These are just frozen ones. They're from the brand Strong Roots. Soft boiled eggs. I've put a bit of Kewpie mayo, a bit of flaky sea salt, and then some of my pink pickled onions that I made last week. They're in a vlog, whatever my most recent vlog is, my slow Sunday vlog. And then I've got some strawberries. The pink pickles turned out quite nice. I think the recipe had too much sugar in them, if I'm honest. So I would do less sugar and maybe like a smidge more salt next time. The sun has come out now, which I feel like has thrown my plans off because maybe I will go out after all. This is my garden. I feel like you can't really see because I've never shown you properly before, but it's so much more spacious now. We had loads of like junk in this corner
This tree came out to like here. This tree was massive. Everything was basically like really overgrown. This was all spilling out here. The grass and the weeds were like really long, and all of this bit at the back was like really overgrown. I've left this corner long for the wildlife next to these raised beds because I'm scared of these raised beds because they've got loads of junk in them. We haven't cleaned those out. But yeah, we just like trimmed loads of the wall. It's kind of hard to see. I don't like filming in my garden because all my neighbours can see me, so yeah. I'm not sure how well you can hear me, but I have the mini microphone clipped to my bikini, and I abandoned all my indoors bookish plans today in favour of outdoors bookish plans. So I've made my way down to Hove Lawns. I didn't film any of my like getting ready or anything, sorry, that's bad vlogger of me, but I thought it would be really nice to just catch a couple of hours sun and read outside while I could. So I brought my books with me and I thought we could talk about some bookish stuff together. It's important to stay protected in the sun, friends. Let me just end my workout on my watch. Yeah, we don't play about sun protection. I got myself a Gale's sparkling raspberry and hibiscus iced tea. It is a smidge windy, so I feel like I should have bought my wind muffler for my microphone, but oh well. Let me get situated and then I'll give you the update on my book. So I'm currently reading Annihilation by James Vandermeer. Jeff even. This is a sci-fi book. You've probably seen this on Netflix, and if I'm completely honest, I hate the cover of it because it's the Netflix cover. I've heard it's a really good book, and I am 115 pages of just under 200 pages. I am enjoying it so far. So it's basically about a place called Area X, and it's like a mysterious and remote kind of abandoned wilderness, and they keep sending expeditions out there and strange things keep happening. This book is following the 12th expedition. The previous expedition, some all got cancer, some died, some mysteriously vanished, like some killed themselves. It's basically all a big mystery. This book is about the 12th expedition that go out and kind of what they're discovering, and it's quite good so far. I don't really know what's going on. It's definitely sci-fi-ish style dystopian wilderness kind of book. It is quite fascinating. I love like an organic creepy book, especially like an organic sci-fi, organic alien vibes, that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm gonna plod on with this. I'm gonna see if I can finish it in the next couple of hours. I definitely should be able to do that. And then I did bring another book with me to read, but I don't know if I'll start that. I thought when I get home we could go through my July TBR and pick that out together. I thought that might be quite a nice thing to do. I'm gonna get some tanning time in and carry on with this. It is really hot today. I put my sun protection on. Speak in a bit. I just spent ages talking about my audiobook to you and accidentally cancelled the recording, and I'm so hot, so it's really irritated me. I'm like literally sweating, my hair is sticking to me, but I'm trying not to show my cleavage too much on camera. But yeah, I feel like this hat looks kind of stupid like this, but it's keeping the sun off my face and it means that I can sit and talk to you for a while, so we're just going to keep it going. Anyway, long story short, I was talking about that I am listening to Butter. I'll put the cover on screen. I've been listening to that for like most of the month now. I really wanted to read the physical book, but I wasn't really vibing with it. It seemed quite long and I was quite intimidated. I'd seen quite mixed reviews about it, so I was a little bit unsure. I was quite intimidated by the book, and I do really like the descriptions of the food. That's been really interesting for me to read, and I like the simplistic style of the writing and the narration, but I think I'm a bit over it and I think I might DNF it. I've done about 10 hours, I've got about 7 left to go, and it's got so many good things about it, especially the food stuff. Like the descriptions of the food makes me really hungry. There's a certain level of intricacy that I'm quite enjoying about the book. I'm finding that an enjoyable element. If I'm glancing at the background, it's because there's some kids playing football near me and I don't want them to be in the background of the footage, so sorry about that. As with a lot of Japanese and Korean fiction I've read in the last year, there is often kind of like a societal commentary on like women's place in society, women's expectations, you know, this kind of East Asian expectation of women that seems to be kind of a cultural thing. There's a lot of discussion of that, but I'm just finding like the crime and the mystery element like really boring now. Like I'm not that interested. I don't really care anymore. I don't know, do you think I should stick with it or do you think I should give it all in? I was getting a lot out of it and now it's just like kind of boring and it's dragging on a bit. It's hard to say whether I'm actually like liking it. I think it's just very much okay for me. I haven't finished Annihilation yet. I think I'm going to head off in a minute because I actually really need to wee and I'm getting really hot, so I think I'm going to start doing that and make my way home. Maybe I've had enough sun for today. It's going to be really hot over the next few days, so I can probably come back to the beach tomorrow or the next day. So as it turns out, I couldn't wait to go pee till I got home. I was like desperate, so I stopped and I got a matcha and used the bathroom there as well. It's okay, it's a strawberry vanilla. It's not as good as I would hoped, but Still pretty nice. As someone that's not like a matcha connoisseur, it's like strictly okay. I was hoping for more strawberry, if I'm completely honest. Doesn't look like there's any strawberry in it. I knew this would happen, that the second I actually went to go wee, I would be really annoyed that I've like gotten out of the sun single time. I think I want to go home after like an hour, but it's maybe that I'm just bored, or I need to wee, or that I just don't have the yummy drink. But alas, oh well. We're going to do some more bookish stuff when we get home. Right, I'm home. I've definitely caught the sun. I feel like you can see it a bit on my face. I did have factor 50 on my face, but a bit of the tan still does sneak through. I'm feeling suitably sleepy, but I thought I would just show you some books that I ordered the other day that have finally arrived. I ordered quite a few books off World of Books, 5 to be exact. I did get paid last week, so I thought I would do a little book order. I signed up to the World of Books Plus account, which is like an annual membership system they have. So you get 10% off all book purchases, like moving forward. You get a free book under £5, and then they had a buy 3 and get another book free deal. That's really hard to say, but that was outside of the $14.99 fee it is for the year, and I figured I'd probably order at least one book a month from there, so it is worth it. You also get free delivery on all your books. So yeah, that's what I've got. So should we go through them? So most of them have been sat on my list for a while, but one of them was an impulse buy. Probably one of my favourite books. I haven't actually read it or watched the film in ages. I read this obsessively when I was at college, so I thought, let me reread it before I watch the film, and it's Brokeback Mountain by Annie Proulx. I could have downloaded this very easily because it's only 64 pages. Oh look, it's got someone's name in it. But I really just wanted a physical version of it, and this was one of the only physical versions I could find that wasn't the cover of Jake Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger. So yeah, I'm happy that this is now mine. I don't know what happened to my copy. I must have given it away or something. Poor Dear by Claire Oshetsky. I read Chouette by Claire Oshetsky like 2 years ago now, and I really liked it. It's kind of this deranged mother trope. Let me show you the book. This is Chouette. It's more of a commentary on ableism and motherhood and kind of like being othered in society, and I really liked it, and I think this was her debut, and I couldn't find anything else she'd written, and this is almost never in any stores, so it's been on my TBR for ages. I've really wanted to buy it, so I thought I'd get it. It just really lingered for me for quite a long time, and it was a bit of a random pick, so I'm glad to have another book by her. So I hope that I like this one, and the cover is absolutely beautiful. From what I gather, this is about a young girl that basically has a part in a really awful accident or a loss or something like that, something that basically shapes her life and her role in it, and it's about her kind of coming to terms with the fact that she did have a role in it, but I don't really know much more than that. Then I ordered The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. I think this is Toni Morrison's first book, but after reading Sula last month, in the month of June, I just had to buy something. I had to buy something from her, and I was gonna go for Beloved, and then I was gonna go for Song of Solomon. I couldn't decide, but I looked up what is a good kind of reading pathway for Toni Morrison's works, and lots of people recommended The Bluest Eye before Song of Solomon, so I thought I'd go with that, and it's a bit shorter, so I'm hoping this will be like a good second book to start with, having read Sula. When an author has a lot of works, I like to look up the suggested reading pathways, because obviously some of them vary in complexity, and I want to make sure I'm getting like the most full experience that I can from reading it. So yeah, The Bluest Eye. I actually wanted the slightly different covers, but I figured as I already have Sula in this artwork, I should get The Bluest Eye in this artwork. I got Death in Her Hands by Atessa Moshfegh. Atessa Moshfegh is one of my favourite authors. Lapvona is probably one of my favourite books. Not like a 5-star for me, but up there. And the same with Eileen. I really enjoyed reading Eileen. I don't really like My Year of Rest and Relaxation, which I know is quite controversial because everyone really loves it. I think it's really boring. I know that's the point, but I don't think it's doing what her work does. I think everyone just really likes it because it's like lazy girl sleeps loads, you know? And that sounds really reductive. Sorry if you like it, that's not my view of it, but I think it had its moment on social media. This is my last book of Atessa Moshfegh's to read. I've been kind of being slow about it, but I've read nearly all her books now. I find her writing is very smart. She's just very quick. So yeah, we'll see. I never really know what the books are about from reading the blurb. I feel like the blurbs on Atessa Moshfegh's books are always really vague. And then last but not least, to just throw things off, because I wanted a bit of a
Head Empty book. I should have got this on Kindle because this is not really the kind of book that I would read physically, but it was so cheap, I thought why not? And it's Filthy Rich Vampire by Geneva Lee. I've seen her books in the works. She does a series called Filthy Rich Fae, which has always caught my eye, but I'm kind of out of my Fae era and into my vampire era as of late. I don't know if you've noticed. This is actually, funnily enough, originally from the works, because you can see the sticker under the World of Books sticker. She sells the series in the works, you know, like 15 quid for like 3 books or something. And I've always been really tempted to get it, but the font in them is really small, and the font in this is tiny, but you know, it was cheap. Basically, I'd imagine it's the same premise. It's like vampire gossip girl basically, but you know, I'm in my vampire era quite deeply, so I thought I'd give this a go. Hopefully I don't end up liking it, because then I don't have to buy the whole series, but this is the kind of book that I'd probably give the book away anyway afterwards. The cover for Filthy Rich Fae is also exactly the same as well. It says forbidden fruit tastes the sweetest. Julian Russo has a problem. He's single and one of the world's wealthiest vampires. That doesn't really sound like a problem to me, but the social season is about to begin and he would rather stake himself than participate in the marriage market. So I think it's a fake dating trope. So yeah, that'll probably be going on the July TBR. But those are just some books that I've bought recently. Really pleased with that. Want to buy more instantly. I thought in a bit we could spend some time to pick out my July TBR. I thought that would be nice. We can kind of queue up what I'm going to read for this month. I plan to have a very good reading month. I've had a very good reading month in June and I plan to have another one. But I think in the meantime I might bake a cake. I definitely will finish Annihilation today. I'll either finish that shortly or, you know, when I get into bed later. Obviously because it's like 10,000 degrees, I thought, why not do some baking? But it's because I want to take some baking stuff into my co-workers tomorrow. Even though I know baking isn't very bookish, I feel like they're adjacent. Like baking, bookish, same thing, kind of. I'm baking like a lemon cake, but like bars rather than like a cake, because it's easier to take in. Unfortunately, my big bowl is in the fridge with pasta salad in it, so I'm having to use my small bowl. I'm trying a recipe that I saw on TikTok, so I'll link it in the description box, but it's for like really super lemony lemon bars, because often like lemon drizzle isn't lemony enough, IMO. So my food shop's due to arrive in like the next hour and I do have to kind of wait for that because I've only got 2 eggs and I need 3. The trick is to zest your lemon and lime and rub the zest into the sugar. That like makes the oils release and break down and makes it super citrusy. I hate baking that I have to use my hands a lot, but it's fine. It smells very, very good. It looks like this is probably the ugliest looking batter I've made in a long time. Oh. Only because the lemon obviously curdles all the dairy products and you barely have to mix it. It's like just mix until it's incorporated. But it does look really light and it does smell and taste really lemony. So fingers crossed. I've had a few hit and miss moments with TikTok recipes, but this person's page looks promising. So we'll see. My food shop arrived halfway through, which is why there's bags everywhere, but I'm going to put that away shortly. And it does look very fluffy. It's holding its shape very well. I'm just having to push it to the edge of each tray. That's her. How long? 30 to 35. I'm going to do 30 to 35 on the middle tray because I never like doing things quite so high. Hello, basically it's the next day. I just didn't log on after that. I just didn't feel like it. I got distracted by a lot of other things and I just got caught up in my evening shenanigans. But here we are at the start of a new week and I thought Two things. I finished Annihilation, so I would go through my thoughts with you, and also I think I've picked my July TBR, so also wanted to run through that with you. So I finished this actually today, and it's quite hard for me to summarise my thoughts because I don't feel like I really know what happened very much in this book. Yeah, like it was good. I really enjoyed the like organic nature biology element of the kind of thriller and horror and sci-fi element, I guess, bit of it, if that makes sense. But at no point do I know what really happened. I feel like the ending is really inconclusive, obviously like spoiler free, but the whole thing just feels like such a crazy fever dream from like here onwards. I would probably recommend that you read it, but I would say if you are the kind of person that doesn't like the kind of book that leaves you with more questions than answers, you probably won't like this book, or you may feel perhaps a smidge unsatisfied or frustrated with the ending. I don't know. I feel like I have to put my thoughts together for this one and like have a proper little think about it. I obviously need to review it in my June reading wrap up, which will probably be posted either before this one or the video after this one. Who knows? It's quite a long one, so it'll probably be after this one. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. And then I have picked my July TBR. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books in there. 6 books actually. One's on my Kindle. So in June I read a total of 9 books, and in May I read 8 books. So I think 6 is like a good amount. I'm worried about overdoing it, and I think the months that I have the best reading months are the months that kind of just happen and I just read with my heart and follow my mood, and I don't pick anything like really rigidly. I don't actually often set a monthly TBR, so I'm going to leave these on my bedside table and I'm going to see how it goes, and I like to think that I've covered a little bit of each genre and scratched a little bit of each itch, so I should be quite satisfied with my reading this month. And then by doing 6, that leaves me with enough freedom and leeway to pick something completely off the list or random if I want. So let's go through it. First up is Milk Fed by Melissa Broder. I really liked The Pisces by Melissa Broder. Didn't like Death Valley, but I've heard really great things about this, and I bought this physical copy a really long time ago, so I figured it's time to finally get into it. Milk Fed is about a Jewish woman who has made calorie restriction her religion. She has obsessive food rituals, and then she meets an Orthodox Jewish woman called Miriam, intent on feeding her. They set in motion a journey marked by appetites, physical hunger, sexual desire, and spiritual longing. Sounds a bit weird, sounds a bit interesting. Font is quite small. Very looking forward to reading this. I don't know that I'm going in this order as well, by the way. I'm just picking out things out of the pile. Next up is something short, and that is Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin. One thing I subconsciously try to do with my TBRs and like my books that I read throughout the month is I try vary the length, because I find sometimes I am just not in the mood to read like a 600+ page book. So I like to put some short and punchy ones in there as well as some slightly longer ones. This is a classic. I bought this a couple of months ago. I just absolutely love the cover of this. I just think it's beautiful. This book is about a man called David who meets a young man called Giovanni, and they have an intense affair for about 3 months until David's fiance returns home, and David rejects Giovanni to return to his wife and ultimately a safer future. I'm really looking forward to reading this. I think it's going to be quite an intense read, and yeah, it's just been on my list for a while. I'm going to read Brokeback Mountain. This is probably going to be the first one I read because it's literally only 60 pages, and I've been really looking forward to reading this since it arrived, and I'm just very excited to get into it. I feel like most people know what this is, but gay, cowboys, but it's so much more than that. It's really hard to summarise. It's set in Wyoming. It's just a beautifully written book. I would really recommend reading it. Filthy Rich Vampire. I want to read this because I want a little bit of smut. I want a little bit of escapism. I want something that's set in fantasy, and I figured this will be a nice kind of middle of the road palette cleanser book to go with. Obviously you've seen this earlier in my video, but yeah, I do really want to read it. So I don't know where that will be. This is a slightly longer one. This comes in at 380 pages, so I might try to do that pretty early on in the month. I like to knock out my long books first. It's something about the structure. I like to do a short and then a long and then a short and then a long, and then last of the physical books is The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. So I've managed to put quite a lot of my brand new books, 3 of them, in this month's TBR. I think that's quite a good way to go. Nearly all of them are standalone books. And then on my Kindle, I'm going to read The Will of the Many. I can't remember the author's name. I downloaded it last night. I want to say it's like James Islington or something, but I literally just could be so wrong. I've heard really great things about The Will of the Many, and I thought it was a standalone book, but I think it actually is a series. It's the longest by far. I think it's 600 pages. It is James Islington, I was right. The Will of the Many is a fantasy book as well, and I'm very much into this kind of magical realism fantasy setting at the moment. I've been really enjoying V.E. Schwab books. The Will of the Many's always caught my eye, so I think I'm going to do Brokeback Mountain, then The Will of the Many, then I'll do something shorter, either The Bluest Eye or Milkfed, and then I don't know, we'll go from there. I don't like to restrict myself too much with the order of the books, but yeah, that's my July TBR. We'll see how much I get done. I really like filming these reading vlogs, so I think I'll probably do them quite regularly. It's just fun for me to talk about bookish stuff. Thank you to everyone that's stuck around and watched today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll put my socials in the description box below. Let me know if you liked today's video or if you've read any of these books or can recommend me anything. And yeah, my upload schedule is every Sunday and every other Wednesday. I say this every single week and I still will have to think about when my upload schedule is. But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all so much. Have a lovely rest of your week.